Hello everyone. There is really fascinating happening behind the scenes in the trade war between China and the US, as US has officially declared a trade war with China, but these are just the news headlines. As an investors, as a long-term investors, these are just the noise. But let me tell you something which is apart from the big headlines that have been running on the news lines. China seems to have Donald Trump's fatal weakness, his obsession with the US stock market. As we know, Donald Trump doesn't want his US stock market to collapse. So that's the reason I think China has found Donald Trump's weakness, which is his obsession with the US stock market. According to people close to Beijing's top decision makers, Xi Jinping has made a bold bet that America simply can't handle its stock market to collapse, and as well that it can't handle a prolonged trade war because a crashing market could threaten Trump's entire economic narrative. And there are a whole lot of narratives which are put into place because in the US, because of tariff rises, a lot of goods have risen up, which leads to inflation, and the Fed is on the brink of cutting the rates. So if inflation is rising, rates are getting cut down, it doesn't make any sense. So we are into a topsy-turvy kind of a situation as far as the global geopolitical tensions are concerned. Coming back to the topic, while Trump sees the Dow Jones and Nasdaq are the scoreboards for his presidency, China is quietly playing the long game, letting tariffs, uncertainty, and investor panic slowly building up the pressure inside the US system. And that's what China officially wants. Beijing believes that another market meltdown would force Trump to around the tariffs and come to the negotiation table, because for Trump, falling stock prices doesn't just mean lost wealth, they mean a blow to his image, power, and re-election prospects. Obviously re-election is something that can't happen because in US, once you are done with two terms, it's not unlike India where you can sit on a chair for how much ever long you want to. But in US, it's a different kind of scenario. So while the world sees this as a trade dispute, China is turning it into a psychological game. They are getting chokehold of US President Donald Trump's patience and his greatest emotional weakness, the stock market ticker. So this is what it is, and let's see how it pans out in the near future as well. Thank you.